Hello everyone, and well, some crazy advancements have happened, so I'm here to break down everything that's happened regarding the fourth race, and a calibration completion, and many other things because there's just way too much to talk about, so enjoy. So at around 10 PM UTC, the project-wakingtitan.com website started updating its location list to show new locations and other things, such as updating the current ones. This was basically calibrating the boot sequence. Shortly after it started doing this, wakingtitan.com updated and showed the following message if you typed in status. So this thing gave us a bunch of new commands to play with and gave us loads of new lore surrounding the fourth race. I'll be going over these now, so stay tuned. Thank you to Mike Hunt TV and Not Summoner for sending me these. So if typing in glyphs into the console gives you back the following message: something following, turn and it's not there. These caves, exosuit tells me to abandon. Must disable it. I do not plan to survive. Did not take offer. Decided to angered the universe. I know, but I must. So just like before, there seems to be some sort of jumbled transmission. It acts as if some sort of predator is following. We know in the games files there was this sort of predator found. It looked like a predator. I don't have the image, but I'm sure if you can find it on Reddit somewhere. Now there seems to be some sort of transmission from the fourth race. There is a reason how I know this, but I'll mention it a little bit later. Either way, this transmission acts as if they have to escape something and the user finds a cave for shelter. The text is very confusing and the user literally says that they want to die. The reason for this is unknown. Maybe it's some sort of hidden entity, but how have they angered the universe? Now if we look into the next glyph, it seems as if all of these little broadcasts are going to turn into one big speech. In the description I've put 3 of these together and showed you that they work as one whole story. If you type in who is Aaron's or Aaron's, it gives us the following message: multiple contacts, multiple infra knives, fire, structural, sentinel surroundings, talking us to the harvest circuits glisten. Not what they seem. Not what. As you can tell, all of the kust sounds, which I haven't actually done for you this time, so sorry about that, but they all link together with the first broadcast that we get. It seems that they all link when we finish the story of the fourth race. Now this part mentions the Infron, which is an upgrade in No Man's Sky for your multi-tool, I believe. It also mentions that they are not what they seem. This could either be good or bad, but looking at how the fourth race broadcasts are, it seems it could be pretty damn bad. If you type in who is Nada, it gives us this message, and the mention of a portal, the light on Nada's mask begins to stutter. It's as if Nada doesn't want to talk about it, or Nada is just genuinely shocked. We know Nada is self-aware, so this is interesting. I think the interesting bit is that Nada seems to have been made by the Atlas Foundation. Why is the space anomaly being mentioned in the terminal that the Atlas creation had made? It's all too weird. Why would they want to mention something which became self-aware in its simulation? Typing in who is Polo gives us this message. It takes a moment to realise who I am speaking to. This alien, I have met them before. They are Specialist Polo, the partner of the Korvax, priest entity Nada. They are my friends, stewards of an anomalous space station located outside of time and space. So, to me this is obviously an account when the traveller meets Nada or Polo. I think everything is already known to the players, but the interesting thing is that the space anomaly is located outside of time and space. This is probably how they track the traveller and avoid detection, because they can literally manipulate time to travel. So if you think of it like Doctor Who, I know some of my subscribers have been following that recently, it's basically how the TARDIS reacts. That's kind of what the space anomaly really is. If you type in who is Sentinel or who's Sentinel, it gives you kind of the most chilling story. They are coming now. The screams of my friends resonate in every hall, every corner. The Sentinels have found me. I told Nada to leave. I told them what we already know. All of us in our hearts, we are not alone. Even if I die, even all that is left of me are just these words. Nada will find me again in another universe. 10 just like me, 1,000, 1,000,000 travellers. We are not alone, for every soul is many. Even in the face of 16, we must declare that we lived. We existed, no matter the horror of the end. They are at my door. So apart from this text being absolutely terrifying, let's look into it. It speaks about Nada and how he will find the traveller in another universe and 10 just like me. Now what could this possibly mean? We already know that No Man's Sky, we are on a continued loop, constantly. Does this mean that every traveller is just a repeat of the first traveller? It's just like how the Korvax regenerate, to use an example. When one dies, it just takes the echo of another Korvax and puts it in a different body. It also mentions 16 again, and we still don't know the importance of this number. Now typing in who is fourth race or who fourth race gives us this message. Incoming transmission, source unknown. You are not alone. Please identify yourself. I'm... Now this is a message we got from yesterday's cipher, so we already know this. Now typing in glass into the console gives this message. There is a world beneath all of this, a world of glass. Those who I killed, Viking, Gek, Korvax, united in freedom, and they did not die. Not even now. I see their faces. They smile. We make them smile. Now again, this seems to be a transmission of some sort, but this one makes me think even more. So because this entire thing is a simulation, would the glass be referencing some sort of cloud? As if this is where the souls are kept because they don't actually die, they just go back into the cloud just like the Korvax does. Now the cloud is actually called the Convergence. But does that happen to all races? Because it mentions the Viking, Gek and Korvax. Now it also says we make them smile. It's very confusing. It's as if it's some sort of riddle, but it's literally talking about death. And this glass seems to be some sort of heaven. Please let me know what you think in the comments about this. Now finally, if you type in Pilgrim Star, it gives us this message. Use a steambot walked around... Dudum Bodobomond. Sorry, I really can't pronounce that. Now this is one of my favourites. Do you remember that guy who live streamed himself walking around that planet? Yeah, that's him. So that's all the new commands. Tell me what you think about that, but I want to get to the bit which everyone wants to know. So after completing a lot of cities, the Google Drive updated to show an image of a Chinese character of Dream in the centre of a world map. Now, if we look at the same time, the 6th glyph at the bottom of the page was also opened. If you access wakingtitan.com and go to the bottom, press the right arrow once, that is the 6th glyph, which is glowing white. Now when the 6th glyph opened, it gave us a new PDF document from Sophia Dubois and Elizabeth Layton. Now a note is that the email is from the 24th. It reads that we are halfway through the live test and that they are now able to draw initial conclusions. Now it says that the interns have been running ragged and been making mistakes in their updates. For those that don't know, this is a hint when the site updated to a very peculiar looking Santiago and Rio de Janeiro. That's what it said basically. It was like a mistake that the programmers must have made. Now the PDF is basically explaining the status of everything surrounding a system, and it also shows us more data on the overall process of Waking Titan. Now Mercury process, which is No Man's Sky, is at 97.99, meaning something could happen very soon. We are at 98% for the calibration as well. Now at the bottom, Sophia says that she's wondering about the questions of developing this technology, along with the consequences of it. It seems as if she's doubting their own technology and is actually worried about it. Now people then looked into the butterfly effect due to a butterfly knot into the background. Now me and my girlfriend we were trying to find out what the hell this could mean, but we had to just leave it to the special minds of the Discord because we couldn't figure it out. However, if you looked into the clue of the Chinese character Dream, you would then find a Chinese guy called Zhuangzi. I really hope I've pronounced that right. And he was a Chinese philosopher using the concept of the butterfly effect and the effect on people's dreams. So the password for the glyph 6 is Zhuangzi. Now just minutes after solving the glyph, the Google Drive updated again and showed the following image. Oh yes, that is it guys, this seems to be the 4th race, but we can't draw that conclusion so far, so we're just got to take a look into the photo. Now the first thing that popped out was the symbol on the head. It looks like a Korvax, but if we go into the lore, we know that the Atlas did actually manufacture Sentinels, and they sometimes used Korvax as slaves. Maybe this could be the super creation of an Atlas Sentinel. In the lore it said that the Atlas would speak with its only known voice of giving life. This could be the voice of the Atlas. However, there is a lot of other photos, such as the bottom left with a character with a huge ball of light as a head, and on the right it seems as if the character has, well, 2 heads. Now there has been a couple of game files found from last year when Pathfinder was announced. I'll play just a couple of sounds, and the sound effects in the files were labelled as 4th. Now as you can tell, it sounds non-human but kind of like a synth. This would work so well with the current picture as we have, as they look like robots as well. Now I do have a small comparison. If anyone has ever played Black Ops 3, tell me that the guy at the top doesn't look like this guy. Now it's a weird comparison, but he is actually a synth as well. So now we're basically waiting for more emails and hopefully more tapes. Calibration 01 has finally been completed, so stay tuned on here for more news. I'll keep you guys updated, but for now,
its orbit out.